Yo, it's Crow, and we have a wild story out of Gen Con this year. For those of you who don't know, Gen Con has a really bad history because this is the convention where Quartering got attacked, ran away from the person attacking him, and was then banned by the staff over at Gen Con. So it doesn't really have a good reputation for keeping people safe that attend the convention. You know, we don't even need to go into the super woke stuff. We don't need to be going into how they had all of these, COVID restrictions and everything, and then had like a massive outbreak, right? That is separate from the fact that this is a convention that, previously somebody was assaulted at, and they banned the victim of the assault. And now we have them choosing to book a room with a biological female and a transgender woman that is flirting and hitting on this person. And it gets like to a level where I can understand why people are calling it assault, right? And the long and short of it is that this individual takes off all of their clothes and then climbs into the bed of the female and starts laying down kind of on top of them, right? And at that point, they pass out. That is the story. I've been told that there was another incident involving the same individual, but I can't find anything to back that part up. So I don't really want to go into that too much. But this is somebody that I believe claims to actually know the person being accused. They say that they're someone that they respected. So I'm just going to read through this first. We'll go through the twit longer. But then I want to talk about the owner of Gen Con, who was really quick when he was being trolled to call out the alt-right for trolling him during Gen Con, but in the light of the accusation of which he is culpable in, has kind of just chosen to shut his mouth and instead talk about what a great time Gen Con was this year. So I feel like this dude, Eric Lang, is just one of the most disreputable pieces of shit that you will find running a convention center. It's crazy because like we did the videos talking about how Amaranth is going to like Me Too, but not Me Too, the owners of Anime Matsuri, and then accuse their convention of not keeping people safe in order to launch her own convention. In the meantime, you have Gen Con over here where it's like, we've had a previous assault that took place here that they just basically blame the victim, right? And chose to take actions against the victim because they don't like the victim's politics. And now we have them because, it doesn't matter if you're trans or biological, all women are women, deciding, fuck it, man. Like, let's just call it what it is. A penis person and a vagina person. They put a penis person into the room with a vagina person where the penis person had been flirting with the vagina person before they'd even gotten to the fucking convention center, right? I hate to boil it down to fucking genitalia at this point, but for those of you who are unaware, it's a really stupid idea to put a person with a penis with a person with a vagina when the person with the penis has already expressed interest sexually or romantically in the person with the vagina. Something bad is going to happen there, right? I mean, like you just wouldn't book these two people, these strangers, and put them into a room together. Maybe things go okay, but clearly it didn't here. Clearly it didn't here. This is why this is so stupid, right? Because in any other convention, right, that I can imagine where they're booking guests, you just would not put a room together with an attendee and one is a female and one is a male, right? You just would never do that, right? In this situation, we're like, well, they're both women, so it's okay. Dude, enough. Like, and anyways, like I'm not gonna overplay it and pretend something happened here that didn't. Like this person was just like violently creeping on people. No. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to claim that. That is not what I heard. But holy shit. This is why you do not put a person with a penis into a room with a person with a vagina and tell them to sleep together and not expect something to occur. Idiots. Just like hands down, some of the dumbest people on the planet. To those who are directly or indirectly affected by a particular individual at Gen Con, I'm so sorry. I'm not going into detail on my end as it's not my story to tell and I wasn't there. But what I can say is sexual assault / unwanted contact is inexcusable regardless of alcohol. If you know those who were affected, please reach out to them and check if they are okay, if they wish for such convo. The only other thing I can add is that involved / caused by someone I deeply respected. And this is the other thing, you know, they've deleted their Twitter account in light of the accusations coming out against them. Not denying it. They could delete it for other reasons, but you know, the obvious implication here is that they're guilty and they're going into hiding. That is what most people are going to speculate here, and I have to admit that is what I believe is going on. As someone else I have talked to who knows of this situations, alcoholism and drug abuse is a huge struggle, especially when stemming from depression or negative situations in life. But substance abuse is never an excuse for hurting others. JDA like posted this from Eric Lang, right? And this is what I want to talk about. Now, he's being a bit of a dick here because this is not related to the accusation, but it's still pretty funny. And I do think it, you know, shows you the type of person Eric Lang is. When he was being trolled, when his convention center was when Gen Con, his convention was being trolled, right? This man immediately comes out, it's the alt-right and they're harassing, block anyone saying to block it all. And now that you have somebody who has been, you know, who is alleging assault, right? And you have multiple witnesses to that coming forward and backing up their claim, Eric Lang is like, you know, here's his post from the 3rd. I just want to take you through his account just so you can all see, right? So let's see the accusations. People were talking about this on like the 8th and the 9th. I saw tweets about this from the 7th, right? People were talking about this, you know, basically on Monday, Tuesday a lot. And then Wednesday as well. Today's Thursday. Another Gen Con highlight, meeting so many new folks who were introduced to hobby games by Marvel Unlimited. So nothing about this. Isaac Vega and Lindsay Rode are the real deal. Many of us talk about fostering a fresh and diverse game industry. Those two walk the walks. Nothing about that. And again, nothing, right? And look, I can understand why he would want to keep his, you know, mouth shut. But like, again, this is not the first time we've had assault take place at Gen Con, and we've had the owner of Gen Con, how do you say it, not handle the situation very well. I mean, I would never go here because, like, I would be worried, what if some, like, random asshole attacked me? Eric Lang is more than likely going to try to cover it up. I mean, that's what he did. What was it? Gosh, did I already close out on it? Yeah, I think, yeah, okay, here. This is the individual, I believe, who had assaulted him, right? And if I recall correctly at the time, when he was assaulted, people were like, you know, tweeting at the owner of Gen Con, and Eric Lang was just like blocking people, and you know, like the convention like account was blocking people. And it's like, dude, like, address the problem. Even now, I don't think this guy has any intention of actually talking about it. Certainly not in any honest and open way. I highly doubt that he'll change his idea that, hey, maybe it's a really stupid, you know, position to put biological females into places where they can, and very likely, you know, you're giving people the ability to assault them easily, right? I highly doubt he has any intention of changing his policy, but let's just talk about this twit longer really quick, because again, I just want to be as clear as I can about what this person is alleging. and say that I think that as much as I want to blame the convention, at a certain point, I'm not going to do like, oh, her skirt was too short. No. But this is what I will say to any woman. If you are being put in a position where you are going to share a room, right, with a stranger who has been expressing romantic/sexual interest in you, and you aren't interested, that should be an immediate cause for concern. The individual here, when this was happening, basically continued to stay very friendly with this Daisy person. You can go through the twit longer yourself. Okay, so basically, let's just say this outright. This is the actual story, right? This Daisy person basically comes in on Saturday, says that they are 12 drink Daisy, takes off their clothes, gets into bed with the person, and lays their arm and their leg over them, right? If Daisy were not a trans woman and this was a guy, right? Holy shit, right? Like everybody would call this person like a predator, all of this shit, right? This Daisy person, like 12 drink Daisy, needed cuddles, right? There seems to be this like inability to be honest about these situations, right? There are plenty of trans women who do not behave this way, right? I still don't think it makes sense to put them into a room with a biological female for the weekend, right? Especially like at these conventions, there is heavy drinking. Like when I went to Anime Matsuri this July, I spent the entire time like wasted off my ass. It was a lot of fun, actually. But my point is, if my wife wasn't there with me, I probably would have gotten into a lot of fucking trouble, right? Because you're just spending the entire time drinking. One of the people that we were hanging with broke his fucking ankle, right? Because he was drinking so much, right? Like there's just a whole bunch of wild and crazy things that happen at these convention centers. I just keep saying it, that happen at these conventions. And it's like, you need to like use your fucking head, right? Instead, what you have is this idea that you're going to be like as inclusive as humanly possible. And what you're doing is you're certainly not doing anything for the trans community, because it really just takes one individual, right, to immediately show why this is an awful fucking idea. But you're putting women at jeopardy. And that's exactly what happened here, right? This person was completely drunk and kept them pinned to the bed while being fully nude, right? What if they weren't 12 drink Daisy? What if they were 10 drink Daisy? Think about it, right? What if they just didn't have, those two final shots that caused them to pass out? I mean, just think about how fucking different this story would be, right? That's the thing. They fell asleep while doing this. After taking off their clothes, after crawling into bed, after pinning them to the bed, that's when they finally passed out. What if they didn't have 12 drinks? What if they had 10? What was going to happen here? Eric Lang would have been completely culpable in setting all of this shit up. He would have been completely culpable in all of it, right? And look, I can absolutely point to the individual who chose to not say a single fucking word about this, right? Chose that even before they got there, knew this individual was flirting with them, knew that they kept doing it when they met them at the convention, and still chose not to say anything, not to request another room. I would still throw it all at Eric Lang. This is one of the dumbest policies you can possibly fucking have. And the idea that you're going to do it because you're terrified of offending a community My fucking goodness, right? The trans community talks regularly about how they do not want to be assaulted, right? There's the whole restroom thing, right? Remember? They said that, like, if they use the men's restroom, they'll be assaulted in the men's restroom, right? And I remember that. That was a big thing that they had talked about, right? Well, what do you think is going to happen when you give, like, access to someone with a penis? You give them full access and book them in a room for a weekend with a biological female. I'm not saying that it is always going to occur. I'm just saying that in a drunken, alcohol-fueled weekend of just acting like degenerates, you're creating a situation in which people are being put at risk, and you have no intention to respond to any of it. It's disgusting, and I would honestly tell anybody, right? Never go to Gen Con. You will not be safe there. Eric Lang doesn't give a shit about you.